Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Well, I don't know, the first part of this is not really going to be so newsy. This is going to be me just commenting on the recent little minuscule bit of controversy in one of my videos. You might have noticed, if you looked at it lately, that video that I did about the JonTron's voice acting being cut from ukulele rant thing has had a whole lot more viewers than my usual videos do, and of course a whole heck of a lot more dislikes. And that's because obviously these people are not necessarily subscribers to my channel. They are people who were simply recommended the video, I assume because they already watched some sort of video about that whole JonTron ukulele controversy, and then as a result YouTube recommended my video for whatever reason, and then they don't know me from Adam, so they watched it and they have no reason to play nice with the comments. So I just want to make things crystal clear. One, I never delete any comments ever unless they are extremely vulgar or they are they're attacking one of the other commenters in a vicious kind of way. Well, even in any kind of way. I don't put up with that. I delete those kind of comments, and that's it. If you have an opinion that's completely different than mine, that's fine. We can still be friends. It doesn't matter. That's why we're humans. We all have our own different opinions and beliefs, and I don't expect you to agree with everything I say, so even if you're a longtime viewer of this channel and I say something that you disagree with, it's totally okay to tell me. I'm not going to have any hard feelings. Some lighthearted, fun debate is always good, I think, so it's the only problem I have, though, is when people, we can disagree on opinions, but it's tricky when people disagree on facts, so that's a problem. And again, I thought I made it crystal clear in that video that my main point was something completely different than what all of the people who were angry at me tried to talk about, and in fact I even went into detail about exactly that at the end, about how I try to make a point and then, people obfuscate that. Or, one of my biggest pet peeves is when, I'm witnessing a debate and somebody is making a point and then the other person, nitpicks at things that are around that point but have nothing really to do with that point. So in any case, I made it crystal clear. I was just talking about how, my point was nothing about what JonTron actually said. In fact, I don't even know what he actually said. I don't care. I've watched his videos. I thought he was a funny guy, whatever. I don't really care what he said. All I care about was the fact that people were misusing the term freedom of speech in conjunction with ukulele's developers pulling his voice acting. They're like, oh, they're violating his freedom of speech. And it's like, no, they're just a company and they want to make sure their sales are good, so they want to distance themselves from any kind of controversy, be it whatever political angle in the spectrum. So in any case, thought I made that clear, but no, everybody wanted to say, well, you don't understand what he said, and it's like, it doesn't matter what he said. He could have said anything. It does not matter. All that matters is ukulele's a company, the developers are a company. They're gonna want to distance themselves from any kind of controversy. That makes it sound like a Hershey and a controversy, makes it a chocolate-coated controversy. In any case, the point is, that was a fun storm to weather, a fun weather to storm, I don't know. Anyways, enough about all of that, so let's actually talk. Well, I guess the point that I really wanted to make in this video, though, is, I'm okay with people not agreeing with me. It doesn't hurt my feelings or anything. As long as everybody can remain civil, debate is fun, you can totally disagree with me, it's cool. It's more fun, frankly, to have debates with people than to have everybody agree with you anyway. And I'm not the kind of person that's gonna try to be overly diplomatic or try to, not state my opinion. But that was the whole point of that video, is that I was really worked up about how so many comments and headlines I was seeing were things from people saying, oh, freedom of speech, and I just really dislike when people use terms like that incorrectly. And In any case, now I think I've said as much as I can possibly say about that. Let's get to some actual news, which is that Reggie Fils-Aimé says, hey, actually, you might think we're not going to be very present at E3 this year, and that's exactly what I thought, because each year, starting from about 5 years ago, it seems like they become less and less interested in E3. They've had less and less of a showing. I mean, heck, last year they showed one game. Everybody wanted them to talk about the Switch and show stuff about the Switch, and they outright refused, even though it was coming out in just, months after that point. No, they just wanted to show the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild, which is fine, but it seems like they were less interested in utilizing E3 for all it was. But Reggie Fils-Aimé says, hey, we're actually going to have quite a showing at this year's E3. We're going to have tons of Switch games that we're going to show you, stuff that we haven't even announced yet, tons of 3DS games that, again, also haven't been announced. So in other words, the 3DS is not dead. Everybody's worried, like, oh, now that the Switch is so popular, they're just going to move all their games over to the Switch and completely ignore and let the 3DS die, especially after the president of Nintendo said, we're in development for the successor to the 3DS. No, we don't have to worry. Tons of new 3DS games are coming out. I do have to admit, though, I'm in love with the Switch, and if a game comes out for both the 3DS and the Switch, and it's basically the same game, I'm gonna have to buy the Switch version. I mean, I can play it at home, it's portable. I love the Switch so much. But anyways, as you can tell, I've got my Sheikah slate case thing right there, because I'm going to start playing the game right after I am finished recording this video. Well, no, let's be real here. First I'm going to edit the video, then while it's rendering, I'll be playing the game. But anyways, that's just too much behind the scenes stuff. So it's great to know that Reggie Fils-Aimé understands again that, E3 has to be utilized. It's the thing, especially this year, now that it's a totally different sort of thing. It's going to be much more fan-oriented. They have all of these fan tickets for sale that frankly are pretty inexpensive. It's going to be a whole different thing, so they're really going to want to have a nice, solid showing, especially since they seem really confident with the Switch. It comes across to me from all their advertising and the stuff they're doing. They're doing that thing where they're going to have like this, this dairy museum sent them a letter saying, hey, you guys got a game about milking cows? We know how to milk cows. Let's have a competition. And you'd think in years past, Nintendo would just giggle at it and then put it in the recycling bin. Nope, they're making a meal out of this. They have this whole advertisement up on Facebook right now about how they're going to have this thing in Vermont at this museum, and anyways, it's like free advertising for them, and they finally understand how to use this kind of advertising to their benefit. So E3 is probably going to be really awesome this year. I've been to E3 twice, not last year or the year before, but the year before that and the year before that, and it was really exciting to see the brand new games months before they were going to come out, but I'm not going this year. But anyways, I'm babbling. I'm just really excited that Nintendo finally understands what the heck they're doing with their consoles. They didn't do any of this kind of stuff with Wii U. With the Wii U, first of all, they named it wrong. It should have been called like the Wii 2 or the Super Wii or something like that. Calling it the Wii U confused everybody, confused retailers who just thought it was a tablet for the Wii, and so did tons of consumers. Thankfully, they switched that out and finally understand how to name a console, how to correctly market it, how to show that it's totally different than anything they've done before. Because even though the Wii U was pretty revolutionary, having this extra tablet thing and you could hand it off to somebody and play on a different type of controller and then have a different experience for that person who can actually use the touchscreen, even though all that stuff was really cool and everything, they did not explain it very well. We die-hard fans totally got it, but the general public just thought, oh, it's a tablet for my Wii. Meh. But the Switch, they have accurately explained this in commercials and advertisements, and Reggie visiting like Jimmy Fallon's show and stuff like that. In any case, I'm very excited that Nintendo's finally on the ball with this. Hopefully, E3 will be as awesome as I think it will be, but we've got tons of months to wait until then, so we'll just see. Anyways, that's it of this babbly episode. See you guys tomorrow for more news. Bye, guys.